We are here to finally talk about Thunderbolts, or should I say, the new Avengers. Spoiler alert! We're gonna get into spoilers.
Wow. You shut your
Video.
face.
It'll be in the title. It'll be in the title.
Yeah, it'll say spoilers in the title. It'll be coming out
it'll
Carlos's
say
butt.
It'll say spoilers? Question mark? Question mark?
We hate
The
spoilers.
specialties.
So, 3 out of 5 of us watched Thunderbolts. I don't think the other 2 care. I don't think Carlos or Andy care. I don't know.
I think Andy would watch it if he could. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, well.
I'll watch it later when it's out on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll know the entire plot after this video. So, and Carlos probably already knows the entire plot after reading it on Wikipedia.
I wrote Wikipedia.
And Wikipedia.
Me, Gary, and Alex are the only cool ones here that watched it. So, I know Alex has been dying to talk about it. So,
yes,
Alex,
I'm gonna die.
Yeah, what was your 4-minute voice message to Carlos? What you talked about?
It was a very different movie than other Marvel movies. I really like because some people could be like, oh yeah, it's like the Guardians of the Galaxy, that kind of humor. But I was like, no, it was actually kind of different because they're all like, I mean, yeah, I guess they're all a bunch of goofballs, which does sound like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but like they're not heroes. And but they are human, so like they do have an understanding of, I mean, they're just human. They're just I don't know how to put that into words, but it leads to like some funny moments between them, but it also leads to heartfelt moments. And I was like very taken aback by the heartfelt moments, like Bob. I like that his name was Bob.
Yeah, he's Bob in 2 movies now.
What I included in the 4-minute message is actually at the very end when he's like punching himself, and it just that was emotional because it's like he's beating himself down. That's how I saw it. He was beating himself down like he has been because he grew up in this very torn family, and so like he just kept beating himself down. He's used to that. That's what he's always done. And then so like that action sequence where I forget her name. What's her name? White Widow, I guess. I think that is like her hero name. Yeah. What's her name?
Elena.
Thank you, Elena. When Elena was like doing those moves through the office building where all the like the desks and stuff were flying towards her, to reach him, and then like, oh my god, I cried when she hugged him. She's like, "You're not alone," and then everybody else like came over and gave him a big hug too. And it's like it wasn't a moment that you see in Marvel movies where it's like, "Oh, take down the bad guy." It was more like, "We're here for you. You're not alone." This stuff that you don't get through it alone, you get through it together, and it's like, oh,
with friendship.
Yeah.
They do. They
The line in Avengers where they say she's not alone.
Cool.
I think they have touched on teamwork in the past.
Yeah, but no, this is different. Yeah, not in this sense. Read the wiki.
Oh,
I'm just asking. I'm trying to make sense. I'm sorry.
Bust out your nose pad. Come on.
So,
that wasn't
yeah, so
okay,
that's my 4-minute message to Carlos.
That wasn't 4 minutes. Keep going.
Oh, it wasn't? Oh. Carlos, what else did I tell you? I forget.
You mentioned how I don't know. This is my exposure to it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I just think it was a really good movie.
I know everybody wanted to know about this stuff, but I have the answers. The crates in the first scene in the vault that's about to get incinerated are Instacrates spray painted industrial gray.
Okay.
Yeah. The revelation.
What does that mean?
These you buy at Costco. The Instacrates.
Oh.
So, like, is the next hero going to take place in Costco?
Yeah.
Why?
The warehouse hero.
Why do you know that?
Because I love the
He's like-
Instacrates, and the first thing that popped out of me in the incinerator scene, I'm like, I know that design.
Oh my god!
I showed Christina afterwards, and I was like, yes, those are Instacrates spray painted industrial gray and got the logo taken off, and I'm like, that's genius. And that's my review of the film.
And that's my review.
I stopped watching after that. I was too excited. No, honestly, it was super refreshing.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
I think just to kind of jump ahead a little bit, this was one of the only Marvel movies since Avengers Endgame and Infinity War and all that I actually felt intimidated by the villain.
Good point. Yeah.
At least
But which villain?
What? I guess okay. I'm not intimidated by the bureaucratic girl.
Oh, okay.
Girl.
Valentina.
Yeah, but I'm not the Void.
Right, the Void.
When the Void actually, like, I was scared of Bob because of the potential, but then once he became the Void, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And like it actually had some weight to it, and then the whole scene where they're rescuing so many people triumphantly, and then the girl just disappears into a shadow was
a like
great
what?
scene. That was awesome. You're just like, oh damn. And
yeah,
I think the whole shadow effect is a great. I don't know. It was just like it was so weird. It's just like it's like that Rick and Morty episode where it's like, don't touch me, you're gonna die. Like, and then you touch him, and he's like, "What was that?" It was like death. What kind? It was instant. And he's like, it was like terrifying because you just don't know what happened. It's just poof.
Yeah.
Wait, I think it was I forget who, like someone who worked on the film, director or someone was saying like, they wanted it, like each of those effects, like each of those like the person transforming into a shadow, like it had to be a certain frame rate and a certain like specific like time, so that like it was just enough. It was like just enough to be like creepy, but also at the same time, like if you blink, like and you missed it, like like it would make you feel like, oh, like what happened? What happened to that person?
Yeah.
That's how it, because it was getting into it was still really good at the point. I was really enjoying myself with the movie. I love Bob as a character. I love what they were doing with him. I love the whole touch. I love that they
You like the whole touch?
I love his touch, yes. I love that they led with, I always forget her name. Let's just call her White Widow, since Alex has officially branded her as the White Widow. Yelena. I love that they led with her because when
it is White Widow.
What?
Yeah,
I think it is White Widow. No, I think I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Is it real?
White Widow asterisk.
Yes, it is.
White Widow asterisk.
Fact check time. Sponsored by
Wikipedia.
Sponsored by Anthony.
No, he's just
Sponsored by. According to Wikipedia.
He's like,
the logo was also a version of a super app. This is comics, but yeah, she was White Widow in the comic.
Boom.
Oh,
confirmed.
Yeah, boom.
We're allowed to use it.
I think in the MCU, she's still technically a Black Widow, but I don't know.
Okay, well, all right then. She's a widow.
Grammar police again.
On Fortnite, her Fortnite skin says White Widow.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. No, I didn't know that. Okay.
He's like, boom.
I think that's where I saw it too.
Take that.
Apparently, there's a red widow, a blue widow. It's like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
There's a blue
Anyways,
widow.
what were you saying?
Yeah, sorry, Gary.
No, it's fine. Like, I really enjoyed her character back in I forgot if it was. It
Black
wasn't
Widow?
a show. It was just a Black Widow movie, right? It was called Black Widow.
It's called Black Widow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed her character, and I wish there was more of it. I love her as a character. I love how the actor delivers her lines because it just she has the range for everything. She makes me laugh. She can be super serious. I'll be honest, I love the Russian accent, but but like everything combined, I really like that because that's something I feel like they didn't go far enough into Black Widow. I feel like Black Widow was fun, but there's so much to be explored in the Red Room mercenary that doesn't. It's like there's so much trauma in that story that they're not touching on, and I feel like they got a little bit of that into this movie to where they actually show the aftermath of what that does to you mentally. And and then it actually relates to the plot, and she's the only person that can relate and help Bob come out of his domestic abuse trauma. And so it like all tied in together and was super nice. I love that she was the lead for sure. That was like one of my favorite parts.
I agree. That's a very good description of her.
Do you want me to? I don't know if you want. Do you want like a basic overview and then we'll talk more in depth about scenes, or like I'm just gonna go rampaging if you don't stop me.
Whatever. Keep it going, man.
Okay.
Yeah, rampage me.
Rampage me, daddy. It captured the frustration with bureaucracy, and that part kind of frustrated me, and I understand Bucky's switch over from bureaucracy to being like, I can do this with my own hands kind of thing.
Yeah, he was like, I'm stepping in.
He's like, get me out of here, impeach me.
I like how because we saw him in Brave New World, and we were like, wait, he's the congressman, huh? And then like in this movie, like all of that kind of just went away. Like he was just like he was one, and then he was like, forget it.
He was like, we got the Senate on our side. Be like, I got the Winter Soldier on my side. Get out of my way! Like, we're gonna send a strongly worded email to figure out. Like when he started saying shit like that, like read the packet. We have such a good packet. I'm like, she's making God. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like, what do you? She didn't care about the impeachment once she realized Sentry was a success. So it's like. Excuse me, like, I'm just like that was a good way of displaying how bureaucracy is frustrating, at least almost unnecessary in a superhero world when the rules don't apply as much in that kind of sense. But
true.
And I actually had this question that I forgot who they just killed her so fast. She had a sick outfit.
Oh, Taskmaster.
She was Taskmaster, right?
Taskmaster, yeah. She's from the Black Widow movie.
Oh, it was like the main villain. She just got shot in the face, like legitimately, just done. I was like, oh, even like the Dark Captain America or what, I forgot his name. What is he?
U.S. Agent.
US
U.S.
Agent.
It's John Walker.
Yeah, John Walker. But he, I somehow they made me feel bad for him at the end of this movie. But he, but yeah, no, he was. Yeah, he just. I don't know. They just kind of like shoved her off. Like they acknowledged the last movie and how bad the villain actually was in the arc. Like I liked the movie for the most part, but Taskmaster was like wasted potential in my opinion.
Oh yeah. No, that was probably one of my gripes with that movie. It was like, man, they should have done something more with Taskmaster.
Yeah, it was nothing.
And then and then they kill her immediately in this movie. Yeah. Like that was it. She had one line, and they were like, no, that's it. Like she had a terrible one.
The funny thing is. The funny thing is, I went to go get nachos, and I come back, and as soon as I sit down, I look up, and then she gets shot, and I was like, "Oh,
it's because you got nachos. That's why."
And I was like, oh, what happened? He's like, they shot her. I was like, okay, what?
All right, cool. They were shooting each other. So
she wasn't in a lot of the promotional stuff.
True.
So like people were already speculating like, oh, she's gonna die. She's not making it. And she also did y'all know about the Avengers Doomsday like cast reveal with all the chairs and stuff?
Yeah. Oh, she wasn't on there.
He didn't get a chair. No.
Oh,
she didn't make the cut. It was Marvel's metaphor for being like, okay, we realize you guys didn't like that villain. Here you go. We're just gonna shoot her.
Done.
It's like, now she's gone. She's incinerated. Okay, we're gonna move on with the plot.
Oh, that's true. They incinerated. She was also incinerated.
Yeah,
her body burned up.
Dead. This is like, there's no way she made it out of that. but yeah, dude, it was. I keep jumping around. Oh, go ahead.
No, there's a part where they're inside the pipe. They're the elevator, and they're trying to get up, and they're like, "How do we get up?" How does U.S. Agent jump all the way up there? Because I was like, "Oh, is he just climbing up the wall?" And then he's like, he fell back down."
Now he's got the super serum.
He did. I don't remember that though. On Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
It was off screen, but it was heavily implied that he took the super soldier serum when.
Oh, okay.
They just market it
during the Winter Soldier. Yeah.
So
got it.
That was like pretty much confirmation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was like, how did he fly up that high?
he found the will to live. That's what he did.
So like just going back to like how you were saying like you were happy that Yelena was the lead in this movie. I'm also happy that she was the lead in this movie. I would have expected Bucky though to be the lead. Just because it's like,
me too.
Christina's telling me there was a lot of controversies with that they heavily promoted him, but then he was a side character again for another movie and another show.
I mean, in the trailers and stuff, and even like the posters and everything, Yelena's right in the front. Like it's like yeah. If you watch
trailers,
what go back and watch the trailers, it's mostly her. Like it was promoted that she was like going to be the main character.
Okay, I don't know why these people are for lack of a better word, bitching.
Like I mean, wishful thinking, and they wanted Bucky to be the lead.
Well, they said they didn't mind it, but at least the rumor controversy was that people were upset that Marvel keeps doing it, where they promote somebody that's highly likable, or like somebody that has the ability to carry a box office weekend, and then they move to somebody else. And I'm like, I don't believe that. Like, Bucky's always been a side character, and he's kind of just. Ever since he didn't take the Captain America mantle like he did in the comics, he's been designated to a side character. He has a really rich backstory that I'd love to get explored at some point, but it doesn't seem like they're doing that anytime soon, and I don't think they're going to do it in Thunderbolts. I'm like, there's too many new characters to get backstories, and they're introducing the Sentry. They're not going to go back to Bucky and check out his long backstory with Captain America. When this
we've already seen it. We don't need to see it again.
No,
true.
But this was a very
more Bucky.
It wasn't. This was a very interesting. I got this IMAX card here.
Ooh, that's cool. That is pretty.
Look, it's all foily and nice. But looking at this like group of heroes, like this is such a weird. Oh, bye, Andy. This is such a weird like group of heroes. Like it's so like you wouldn't have like. I wouldn't have thought to put these people together in a movie, and then like, oh yeah, this is a movie now. Like it's so interesting to see them together, but it worked. Like it worked really well.
A band of misfits.
And I you guys touched on this already, but like this was it was definitely like a different movie compared to like any other Marvel movie. Like it hits like things like depression and mental illness and abuse, both drug abuse and you know, like it's like it hit a lot of that stuff, and yeah, for real. And no, it did. You know, I mean, it's doing well so far, apparently. In the
good. That's really good.
How would y'all? Because y'all also watched Brave New World. How does that?
No,
I know they're very different movies, but I kind of want to like do this thing where because I assume we're all going to watch Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to like.
I got the wiki ready.
I got refreshing.
What do you think? Because I might have some different thoughts compared to you guys, but I want to hear what you want.
Thunderbolts was better.
Definitely.
It definitely had a better set of characters. What's that?
Majority of people would probably agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but to provide more detail, it's like the characters had more. They were more interesting. There was more character to it. More of a background. They were more realistic in terms of being human and having gone through their own problems instead of being a super dandy handy superhero person that's like all ray of sunshine. That's like they had that realistic feel of like, no, they're people too, and they have their fair share of woes from the past. They're demons from their past. Just like how Yelena felt like her dad didn't love her, and he was like, you know, there's that thing of miscommunication. So like the father never reached out to the daughter, and so he's like, no, I just thought that you didn't want to see me, and she's like, I did, and it was just like very heartwarming. And I'm like, oh yeah, so like Brave New World had nothing like that. She's like, I got you, buddy.
I would like to add on to that because that's the thing that sucks. Shut up. I agree with Alex, and the thing that sucks is that I was about to say the word a Brave New World is it had so much potential to be just as deep as Thunderbolts. And I'm not going to take credit for this because I watched a video that Nerdstalgic did, and they did a video on basically why Bucky would have been a better Captain America. They kind of clickbaited at front, but hear me out. Sam Wilson is the cast. They even said it. Sam Wilson is a great casting for Captain America. But Disney wanted to have diversity in the role, but they didn't actually tackle any of the controversial subjects that comes with having a black Captain America. And I feel like because it's so middle of the road, he never actually makes statements. He just like with the president that turns into the Red Hulk, spoilers for that movie too, I guess. But
spoilers.
But with him there was no, he lied to the American people. He was a horrible president. He almost started World War III. There's like a whole bunch of things that he did, and it was still trying to both sides the situation. Why do you keep staring at me? But they were still trying to like both sides people in the story, and they did a whole bunch of reshoots with it as well, and it kind of just made it into a sequel for the Incredible Hulk that came out like 17 years ago instead of
the Incredible joke.
But yeah, I feel like on the depth of Thunderbolts, again, with controversial topics like mental illness and depression and battling thoughts of worthlessness, and it was such a good deep dive into a lot of that stuff that you wouldn't usually touch in these kind of movies. And so yeah, I think Captain America could have been better than Thunderbolts, but there was wasted potential because they didn't want to take any risks, because they didn't want the main person, Captain America, to be a controversial figure. And I'm like,
okay,
why? You had so much.
That's a very good
potential.
point. Yeah, that's a very good point, because there's a lot of stuff that comes with Sam Wilson's character.
I did like
touched on it a little bit, but like they could have definitely gone deeper with it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they like mention it, but they never. It never conflicts anything.
Yeah, like he's never like confronted with anything.
Yeah.
With that, no, I totally get. Yeah, I agree.
I want to hear more about Isaiah. Like that is an amazing story not being told. Basically,
is it Falcon?
No, the first Captain America, but because he was black, he was the first super soldier that they experimented on.
Got it.
But then he got buried by the government because they didn't want him in the spotlight. And then the white guy comes in, they give the super serum to him, and then they make him the face of America. So there's a lot of racial tensions in there, and the backstory of him, America would have been, it would have been such a good story to tell, but they pooped the bed.
Sometimes people got to do it, right, Carlos?
Yeah.
They got it. Sometimes you got to poop the bed. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all good points, and I agree. And Thunderbolts, like obviously, it's like the better written of the two. Like obviously, like if you watch both of them, it's like obviously Thunderbolts is going to be better written. Captain America is more just like I don't know. I still really like that. I still really enjoyed the movie, and
I did too.
I like the action. See, I'm a simple man. I like my action. I like my kicky punchy. Okay, I want them to kick punchy, and that was something I feel like was missing in Thunderbolts. Was more kicky punchy. I wanted more kicky punchy.
That's true, actually.
True.
Yeah, so I go into these because you go into a Marvel, you kind of expect that, right? It's it's Marvel, it's Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Superheroes. Right? So that was one thing I missed. I feel like for me, Thunderbolts is great, but at the same time, I felt like there could have been more, and maybe it is just because of like the action, maybe the lack of like a final battle type of battle. Like there was the Bob versus Bob type of deal, but they solved the problems with a hug, and it's like, okay, yeah, sure, hugs, sure, that's fun and stuff. But
TV.
like, I don't know. But at the same time, it's like, is Thunderbolts gonna be like with Thunder? Like, how would they have fought Sentry or the Void? Like, how would they have done it? They can't, exactly. So I'm like conflicted on that. I'm conflicted about that. But overall, I mean, still an enjoyable movie. Which I want to get into favorite scenes. What are your favorite scenes?
The last part when they hug hymns.
That the final battle, technically, the big final battle was them versus furniture.
That was amazing.
Wait,
I applaud that.
Explain that.
They fought for.
Yeah, the furniture flew in their face, and they were like, "Hiya!"
White Widow did some cool maneuvers through that furniture. I'm just saying that was pretty cool.
I know she did. She did. You can't do that. She can though.
I'm taking personal insults directly at you.
Some of my favorite scenes, I think when when Bob was first floating in the air and like they were shooting him, like they were shooting Bob, and like he got back up and then he like flew up into the sky. I was like, whoa, dang, dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
Came down like that was
pretty.
Yeah.
That and the limo part when they're in the limo and they're getting shot at, and then like
that was pretty funny.
Like, yeah, and then shoots the bomb at them. It's like, yeah, oh shit.
That was
awesome. Great, like one-liners too. Like Red Guardian at one point was like so full, so filled, or something like that. I thought that was amazing.
Like broken English was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about yours, Gary?
Yeah.
It's conflicted between two scenes. Definitely the
The furniture fighting scene.
huh?
The final boss, the furniture.
No, not the furniture. That was pretty good, but there was two. So it was either between where the Thunderbolts are saving everybody, and then the girl just goes like that, just because it had so much weight to it, and like I even told Christina, I'm like, why are they celebrating? They know he's still up there, right? I'm like, what are they doing? Why is everybody clapping? He's still up there.
That's true. That's true. Oh, yeah, it's true. I was thinking the same thing.
Because like I had that in my head. I'm like, dude, do you not see the person that just caused all of that is still floating up there? They saved like 5 people, and they're like, poof.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. But no, that scene, and then I'm just gonna call her White Widow because I keep forgetting her name. But White Widow's Elena.
Yelena.
Yeah. Yelena. Like her scene that kept popping up over and over again of like one of her biggest regrets as a child, where she led her friend to the forest and then they got shot as one of the trials. Because I know she has so much more that's haunting her, and you see more of it at the when she gets into the void. But I don't know, I feel like the scene just, I don't know, it plays out so well, and it's such a good concept for something that's such a betrayal, but it's not even because she wanted to betray them. It's a trial to show how intense the Red Room mercenaries are and what they have to go through, all of them, to just cut all ties and completely make them emotionless. I feel like starting at that point and then continuing to see all the rest of it where they like whip their hands and shit.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was just a really good repeating scene, even if it was like the same thing over and over again. I think it just hit the point so well that I really like that one too. I'd say those two are pretty up there. And then Sentry's white eyes are fucking sick.
Oh, God, hey, yeah, that was creepy.
That was creepy.
Yeah. When he opened up his eyes and it's like, oh.
I was gonna touch on something if you're cool with it.
No.
Okay, sorry.
I'm just kidding. Go on.
I was gonna say the whole thing that Anthony was saying about the lack of fighting scenes that I agree with. I think it just has an explanation to it, because I was thinking the same thing, and that's kind of what played into making Bob so intimidating for me for once. Like one of the villains that actually had a presence, like Thanos. Like every time Thanos entered a scene, you're like, oh shit. I'm not saying he's on par with Thanos, but I'm saying this is the first time I felt that since then, because I haven't been scared of a single villain since Thanos.
Yeah, I think what Marvel is trying to do with these next couple of movies, like Thunderbolts and then also Fantastic Four, they're trying to like really play up the end of the world type of theme. And like just because it worked, like because Endgame it worked. You know, obviously, like Infinity War, Endgame, like those were like super big, super successful movies. So I think with Thunderbolts, and then like if you've seen like the new trailers for Fantastic Four, like it's very like end of the world doomsday type of feels to it.
It is galactic.
So I think they're trying to go for with like more like bigger stakes, powerful villains, because they just work. Those type of movies, they just work. Those are fun. Yeah. And speaking of, okay, I want to go into like the asterisk, because Thunderbolts always.
It's Coral.
We're going to talk about it. So they had the asterisk. A lot of people were speculating what it was going to be. Did y'all have thoughts about it beforehand? Did you even think about it? Like
I did. I was like, why is that there?
Isn't it because
did they accidentally?
Didn't the Captain America get the copyright at the end of the movie? Or like he got the copyright? Isn't that why?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, but like before watching the movie, like Gary, did you think about the asterisk?
I'll be honest, I didn't know there was an asterisk until they mentioned it in the live stream, and then at the end of the movie I remembered it. I haven't seen any promotional stuff for this movie, I went in blind. I hadn't seen a trailer. I just knew Thunderbolts had Red Guardian. And that's all I knew. And then possibly Bucky. Like, I was not excited for Thunderbolts. I wasn't going to see it. I was just like, eh. Because I don't know. Nothing has been to the point where I want to go to the movie theaters and see it. I just happen to go because Christina wants to see it. I'm like, oh, I want to go see a movie. I like seeing the movies. Maybe this will be good. And then, yeah.
It was I think it was a hard movie to promote for Marvel, but they did a good job with promotion. Like, they did it pretty well.
You know, the only reason I sorry, I'm just gonna jump in really quickly. I didn't really pay attention to the promotional videos. I actually it was Marvel, so I was like, yeah, I'll go see it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, no, with the asterisk, I just saw, I just saw people like online saying, like, they're speculating what it could be, Dark Avengers or some other type of, or something like that. But when they revealed New Avengers, they are the New Avengers. Well, what did y'all?
With the Z.
What were y'all? What did y'all with a Z? What did y'all think of that? What, like, when she said these are the new Avengers? Like, what were your thoughts?
I think that was actually I think that was promoted.
That was what?
I think that was actually promoted. I remember seeing information. I don't remember if it was from Marvel or not, or on my Instagram or on IGN, where they were commenting on the asterisk. And then I think one poster in another country actually had its meaning, and it said something about them being the new Avengers.
Oh, you know what? I think it was a Japanese poster. Yeah, it didn't say
spoilers.
It didn't say they're the new Avengers. But it said something along the lines of something about the Avengers. So, like, it was hinting towards it.
Oh, yeah.
It was officially revealed. These are the new Avengers and stuff. So yeah, what? So you were mad, Gary? Why were you mad?
Oh,
what's wrong?
Did I say that?
You did.
I think I was being sarcastic, but what was I mad about? What was your question?
The asterisk, and now they're the new Avengers.
Oh yeah, I never noticed asterisk until the end.
When Valentina introduced them as the new Avengers.
Oh yeah. Okay, there we go.
They were chasing her, and then she did that on purpose. Like, she ran through the curtain, and then they stepped out.
You unlodged my memory.
Good. Go on.
I was mad because I wanted her to die.
Oh, okay.
wanted who to die?
Valentina,
the FBI director. I was hoping Bob would have, like, just threw her up into the atmosphere or something real quick. Just. But now,
that would have been.
You give somebody like that time to develop a plan. You know she's gonna come back with something that's gonna kick your ass. She made a god. Like, don't
true.
give her time. Kill her. I'm sorry. I thought they were gonna do something like lock her up. She had no consequences except now that they own her. But I'm like, I was so mad because she had no consequences. She killed that entire city for a second. And she created a god with mental health issues. I'm like, you don't get arrested for that?
So how do they own her? I'm curious. How do they own her?
Because they can out her at any point.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
They literally have Bob. They could literally just have Bob be like, "Hey, yo, I'm the Sentry. This is the person who did this to me."
Then he's going to jail too.
Oh, got it. Okay, that makes sense. Because they didn't show her at the end. They never, like, mentioned her, like, where she was at the end. They just.
Yeah, in the post-credit scene, right? We'll get into the post-credits. There's a lot of exciting stuff. Alec, what did you think of the new Avengers review?
I thought it was cool. I mean, there's nobody with only Sentry, but he doesn't want to use his powers.
He did the dishes though.
He did do the dishes. That's right. I was like, well, I mean, I was trying to think back to the original Avengers. I was like, yeah, I guess one of them had an iron suit, the other one had super serum, so that's Bucky in a way of sorts, kind of, maybe. Black Widow, so yeah, White Widow. Yeah, it's mostly like the new Avengers. Yeah, kind of makes sense. Yeah,
you got like 3 genetically enhanced people on that team.
You do?
You have like 2 super soldiers and then 1 super soldier that became a god. Almost all of them were
okay, I guess
experimented
you're right.
on.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
They were all unfortunate circumstances that became the new Avengers. It's like,
hey, they got a ghost. They got a ghost.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was experimented
that's
on too, wasn't
right.
she?
No, it's just the suit. I think it's the suit, like Ant-Man.
Well, no, she was saying that
know.
the suit contains her body from tearing apart.
Oh, got it.
Something like that.
Let's go
If I were
wild.
listening to this conversation out of context, I would think that you guys are also talking about the soldiers that you battle in Metal Gear Solid 3, because they're all soldiers and then they have like individual powers. Would those be considered the next Avengers as well?
Carlos,
Yeah.
this is
Carlos,
your
yeah,
birthday.
chime in. Chime in.
He's like, what?
Wait, am I relevant? What's going
Yeah,
on?
Andy was talking about Metal Gear Solid 3 and how the super soldiers, like a lot of the soldiers, the bosses are all super powered.
Just like the Avengers.
It's like,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's like Snake says, it's like something out of a comic book.
That's true. He does say that.
Wikipedia says so.
The Wikipedia is spoken. The wiki is spoken. It is
Okay, like, am I relevant now?
Yeah, I was like, I was like, wait, what? I've just been listening. It's all fascinating. It's all fascinating. It was amazing.
So,
Good stuff.
I do want to talk about the post-credit scene. Well, there's the mid-credit scene, right? That was funny with the Red Guardian and the Wheaties.
What the what?
The Wheaties, the cereal.
Oh yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
Oh,
That was funny. That was a little funny bit. But like the
Because they're on the
post-credit,
cereal.
he did it.
we got a couple of different things. So we
We
got
did?
Sam Wilson being mad about the new Avengers,
Who's Sam Wilson?
It's Captain America.
Captain America.
Okay.
And,
I'm a little behind.
and we got the Fantastic Four ship coming to
Yeah. Back to Earth.
So why is Sam mad about the new Avengers?
Because they told him to make the new Avengers, and he's like, remember they told him that in
Yeah.
Brave New World, and so he's probably like, fuck this.
Half of them are Russian spies. He's probably concerned.
That's maybe the problem is like, yeah, maybe them, or maybe even like Sentry.
Mhm.
Like, you know, they like he's like this super powerful being that like almost like, you know, sent everyone to the void.
Yeah.
So like maybe it's that. I don't know.
The crazy part about that, sorry, it's not a tangent entirely, I just wanted to talk about it real quick, is that it's not even him attacking people. It's him dealing with his own mental issues and his own depression, and then just because of that, he's zapping the entire city.
Yeah,
Just because he's dealing with mental health. Not because he's malicious, not because he's attacking anything.
Yeah.
It's just him having a mental crisis. And I'm like, imagine if he tried. It's like,
That's true. That's true. You're right, because it's like the people like he doesn't. You're right, because like he never mentions like, oh, these people are terrible. Like people are terrible. Or, like he never like blamed outside people for anything, but he still takes his, you know, his own inner problems out on,
yeah.
you know, the people outside, which is that's a good point. Yeah.
I feel like that was such a superhero thing to do, to make mental health, inject a super serum into it, and then make all your mental demons and mental health issues into superhero problems because the serum was so powerful. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right about that.
But I don't, honestly, I wouldn't. Why Sam Wilson would be mad about it? I feel like there's so many reasons why he would be upset about the new Avengers. Just because, I guess if anything, they haven't done anything, and the one time they defeated somebody, now that guy's on their team and is still a nuclear bomb. It's like, I guess it was like unofficial. It was just one city, and I would say an unregulated band of misfits from a disgraced senator, I guess you can call him now. And and I don't know, I feel like Sam Wilson's more on the side of the government, because wasn't he part of the Soviet Accords? Or was it not him? It wasn't him, was it? He was on the rebellious side.
He was on the rebellious side.
He wasn't.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just out of fear of that happening again. I don't know. I can't really say. There's too many options.
Yeah. Sam Wilson's kind of in an interesting spot because he's like, is it government? Is it more like, where does he stand? Yeah, no, you're right.
He hasn't had enough development. He's only had the 2 movies too. Or sorry, the show and the movie. So it's like
movie, and then soon do.
You don't really know his intentions.
I wonder how this will lead into Doomsday. Like what? Because it's just an interesting post-credit scene. Like Sam Wilson being mad about it, and then Bucky had made a phone call and it didn't go well, and it's like I just wonder how. Because Sam Wilson's probably going to film his own Avengers, and then we got the new Avengers. So, how is this going to work when it comes to Doomsday? What's going to happen? So I just wonder what's going to happen with that. It'll be interesting.
To be honest with you, I know Doctor Doom is supposed to be the big baddie, and he comes from the Fantastic Four universe for the most part.
He's a Fantastic Four villain, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like at least me and Christina were talking about it, and we were thinking, or mostly she was thinking, that the ship and the end credit scene coming in, maybe, because I know Galactus is fucking their shit up. And there's no, I don't see them defeating Galactus. I feel like potentially because they joined the mainstream universe, because they're not part of the mainstream universe yet, and I know the multiverse is still a thing. Maybe Galactus actually does defeat them, and then they are in their ship or something, and they fall through a wormhole or something, and they end up, that's why they're like crash landing into our universe, the main universe, because it seems like they're uncontrollably heading towards Earth in a rocket ship. It doesn't seem like it's I don't know, it seems like, because I think it would be, because I know Kang is just gone. So
Kang's dead.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're done with you.
Yeah, Kang is just non-existent anymore, even though I wasn't really a fan of his. That's a whole nother topic, but
yeah, I'm not upset about it.
I think they mismanaged his character so bad for a potentially awesome villain. But I feel like they're gonna, because they're obviously moving towards Doctor Doom. Obviously, Doctor Doom is powerful as shit, like one of the most powerful villains ever, and especially with the whole Robert Downey Jr. thing coming back around, and he's going to be Doctor Doom. I feel like it's going to be a multi-scale or multi-universal scale battle. In some,
I
think there's multiple Dooms.
Yeah. Well, that's why I think they're casting Robert Downey Jr. because it's going to be an Iron Man that turned into Doctor Doom. Just to make it make sense. But I feel like Doctor Strange is probably going to explain a lot of that whenever his movie comes out.
Yeah, Dr. Tian.
But
what?
Ismail, do you like the Dr. Tian?
I love it.
Me too, as a Lakiams.
Yeah,
refrigerators.
Would the post credits of this movie, of the Thunderbolts movie, spoil the ending of Fantastic Four?
Yes.
Yes, Queen Boostav
100%.
Really?
I think. Well, that's the thing. It's not really saying anything. A lot of people are going to speculate, but they show stuff in the trailers that like Galactus is walking on the planet, and then
that's not his biggest form either. He's supposed to be like bigger than a planet, so like he could like.
Yeah. He's a planet eater.
Yeah, exactly.
But like with that, I feel like they're gonna, because if they defeat Galactus, what's their motivation to skip universes? Is like, how do they get to that
Sure.
timeline? I feel like that'd be a good motivation, but again, it obviously has holes, and we don't know what they're gonna do with it. But I feel like that would be a great segue into getting them into the universe, because isn't in the I'm just gonna put this out there real quick too. It's related to Fantastic Four, but holy shit, did you guys get the same experience that I did? Because I had a Fantastic Four trailer. I had a Fantastic Four movie intro. I had it was like sponsored by Fantastic Four. You know, the when it counts down?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Had that.
Oh, wait, no.
You didn't get that?
No,
Yeah.
mine was. Oh, it did it.
It did Stitch too.
Oh, okay,
But-
that's what I was thinking.
No,
I
it
like
was
the Stitch. I like Yums.
I was almost like, wait, are they about to accidentally show Fantastic Four instead of Thunderbolts? Like I felt I legit felt that way for a second.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, this is a Fantastic Four intro. I think they were just really promoting the hell out of that.
I told Christina, I'm like, I think we're at the wrong movie. I'm like,
this movie's not out yet. Wait a minute.
I'm coming for Thunderbolts, and I keep seeing. I just had so many advertisements for Fantastic Four, and I'm like, I get it. It's coming soon. Don't
don't worry. I'll be there. I will watch.
Like you're pitching to the wrong audience. We're watching Thunderbolts. We're gonna see Fantastic Four. It's like, but like they sponsored the countdown. I had the end credit scene too. I was like, Jesus, I get it. But I'm glad I wasn't the only one that had that fantastic experience.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is interesting. But I mean, yeah, obviously, like, yeah, there's this movie, then there's Fantastic Four, and that I'm excited for that. Yeah. And then all this is going to lead into Doomsday, which I'm very, very excited for. And it's going to be interesting how all these because we know like that old X-Men are coming back for Doomsday too. So like there's obviously going to be some multiversal stuff going on.
Oh yeah.
And it's the original X-Men, right?
The original X-Men, yeah. The original.
Except for Wolverine, right?
Frankie
Hugh Jackman.
Wolverine. Well, I mean, they're not done announcing all the cast. That wasn't the whole cast. They said that there's going to be.
Imagine Hugh Jackman.
There could be a Wolverine. We could see Deadpool. We could see. I mean, they didn't announce a lot. Like,
we're definitely seeing Deadpool. There's no way.
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. Deadpool in a isn't it Ironheart?
Is he? No, he's not an Ironheart, is he?
No. But Ironheart's coming out soon, isn't it? Or did it already come out?
It's coming out. It's a show, right? I think.
Yeah, it's in September, I think.
Yeah, it's coming out soon. Ish.
September.
They haven't announced a lot of people. Like they're like people that you would expect to be in this film. So die. Like everyone's just gonna die. Everyone like half the universe. Half the universe is gonna die again.
It's the Russo brothers, so they know how to keep things close to the chest.
The title of the movie is literally called Doomsday. Like some stuff is gonna happen.
No,
it's not gonna.
It's just for Doctor Doom.
It leads into the Secret Wars.
Everybody's gonna be fine and having pizza. It's fine, shawarma, all that jazz.
It's like another like double, like it's gonna be an Infinity War Endgame type of deal. It's gonna be Doomsday and then Secret Wars. Like those are gonna be like connected somehow. Doomsday's gonna end badly, and then they're gonna be able to solve everything in Secret Wars.
They confirmed Tom Hiddleston, right?
Yes.
Okay,
wait, no, but I thought Secret Wars was part 1 and part 2.
No, it's Doomsday and then Secret.
Damn. That's gonna be intense.
It's gonna be insane. I'm excited. I'm so hyped. I just
hope they get their shit together though. But the hype, the build up to it has not really been there. Like the movie itself is hype. But remember how the build up to it, you were like, oh shit. Like the fact that we still can't guess how it's gonna build up to that is kind of a problem.
We haven't been getting like those fill-ins of like we got Thanos at the ending of some of the movies, and then we kind of, I mean, we get Galactus, but it's not as interconnected between the movies. The last time we really got a sense of that was what was that movie with like with Angelina Jolie? It was like 3 hours long.
Tomb Raider?
Eternals?
No, the Eternals.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah, but no one's like, no one cares about the Eternals.
Dude, it was, yeah, that was something.
We were introduced to the celestial being that was also in Brave New World.
They did. Yeah, Captain America had this one thing. Yeah. Yeah, no, but I mean, whatever. I'm excited for it. Like you're right, because Thanos was like all in like most or all of the Infinity Saga, movies or whatever.
Yeah.
So like it just wasn't gonna work out because of Kang, like the actor.
Yeah.
He
got proven innocent recently, but Disney fucking threw him in the trash real quick.
Bring back, like that's too much baggage right there.
Well, he was innocent. I was like, damn. We're like, boop, get out of here.
When you got something like that over your head, even if you are like it really like like once you're convicted of or like not like accused of something, it's like, man, it takes a hit. Yeah, but no, I mean, I'm excited for Doctor Doom and stuff. With a variant of Tony Stark or whatever they do with that. I'm excited to see that.
Doctor Doom is sick. Doctor Doom is just a good character.
Doctor Doom is he's dope. Like he's
kind of character.
He's all about the science. He's all about the magic. Like and multiversal stuff. Like he's gonna be.
He was on Fortnite.
He was on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun. Andy, get on. Andy, get on.
Get on what? Fortnite? Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. So Spider-Man Brand New Day coming after Secret Wars, or is it coming right before Secret Wars?
Day is coming after Doomsday, before Secret Wars, I believe.
Okay. So he'll be in Secret Wars. Nice.
Filler.
So he will at least be in Secret Wars. He's gotta be. Like, there's no way he's not.
Well, I heard he was having his own. Like, he might not be in the main. Because he's doing his own, like, separating him from the cast.
Who?
Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man, really? Why?
Yeah, but they gotta bring him in. Like, like Spider-Man is like almost like the new Iron Man in this saga. Like he's the face right now, I would say, of the like. There's like maybe not Doomsday. Maybe not Doomsday, but they gotta at least have him in Secret Wars. Like Secret Wars
he might be in Doomsday. Actually, that's a good point, because like, you remember how he was in Civil War before they made his own movie, Homecoming?
True.
So it's like, they can be like, no, dude, you're in Doomsday, and then they will have your own movie.
No, I think he is in Doomsday, because it would be pretty cool to have a connection between the Tony Stark lookalike and then Spider-Man.
Oh god.
Yeah, that's what people were saying. Like, yeah, how crazy would that be if Peter Parker saw the face of Tony Stark as Doctor Doom, and oh my god, that's gonna be. There's no way that they wouldn't like take pass up opportunity.
That makes sense.
At least in Secret Wars, Doomsday, we'll see, but like at least because Secret Wars, if they follow the comics, it's gonna be a whole big multiversal battle between all these different universes. All these like incursion stuff with like worlds colliding, and they have to save each other's universe or save their own universe or whatever. It's gonna be insane. Like it's gonna be like intense.
I'm kind of worried about the aftermath.
Yeah, like, okay, what happens now?
Because Infinity War was an epic finale that ended off real nice, and then it had a slow start, but there was still stuff to explore. Now you're getting multiverse with every single franchise that you can get your hands on in a multiversal battle against one of the biggest villains in Marvel history, and then you're also using Galactus in a Fantastic Four standalone movie. So like some of the big hitters are going down in this area. And then after that, there's already fatigue. Like imagine after Secret Wars fatigue. Oh my god.
They could do
I don't believe in the fatigue. That's just a people. That's just a word people are throwing around. Like these movies are still doing. Like I don't believe the fatigue.
Not to the. I think the fatigue is code for they're not making good movies with these characters.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean that's that's sure that's debatable, of course.
That's just objectively true. Marvel, all the movies, including Thunderbolts, were awful. I hated them.
We hate Marvel. This is what it's going to be called.
We hate Marvel.
Marvel podcast.
We hate the MCU. We hate Kevin Feige.
Oh my god.
We hate Disney. Richard probably jump on that one. He probably join right now.
You'd be like, yeah, I'm down.
Okay, well, let's go.
Huh? Well, no, I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Oh no, because the aftermath. You're right, because it's like, because they're gonna have like at least in story, at least if they follow the comics, it'll be Secret Wars. Everyone's gonna fight each other, and then after that, Doctor Doom will like create Battle World, and then like people are gonna have to battle there. Battle World is apparently like and if you don't know what Battle World is, it's like it's basically a world that Doctor Doom creates by taking pieces of different universes and putting them all into one universe or one world.
Fortnite?
Sure. And it's gonna be Fortnite in the MCU.
Of course.
And then they would have to like start with a clean slate, not like a completely clean, because you still have all these like characters that haven't been explored yet, but like almost like a clean slate by like probably killing off, I don't know, the old X-Men or something, or maybe even having like, I don't know. I'm just guessing. I have no idea.
Now that they have the X-Men franchise, they're gonna milk that cash cow until the cows come home.
Yeah, but I would think probably with new X.
They don't have any new ideas.
They will. I would hope so. This is a multiversal like whole crossover thing, so they're gonna just, I don't know. I feel like they're gonna
spank me with very new content.
With
exactly.
Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
Oh. Or just add on to the shows that they already have and like add more seasons.
None.
I think they none.
All right.
Yeah. What was that in there? Yeah, I can keep talking.
What is there? Okay, go watch the movie. Go watch the movie.
Yes, we will go watch the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
No,
bye.